Another year, another summer of game showcases. As usual, Summer Game Fest will open the showcases on June 6th. The PC Gaming Showcase will be on June 8th, and Xbox announced its showcase for the same day. Nintendo and Sony might also have some presentations around this time, but so far there's nothing solid. Not to mention other smaller showcases such as Devolver and the Future Games Show. So let's speculate about what might be shown this time around. As usual with SGF, expect games from companies that have good relations with Jeff, or from those with upcoming releases that want to put their games in front of as many eyeballs they can get. One game that might show up is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. The game has yet to reveal a release date and was initially revealed on another Jeff show, so they might repeat the partnership. Focus Entertainment is likely to show up. The only question is what they will bring. They might give a better look at the Siege Mode DLC for Space Marine 2. Another possibility is Asobo Studio. The team involved with A Plague Tale hasn't been involved in any other project since 2022, so whatever they are working on might be ready to reveal. Looking at games set to release in the second half of 2025 give us other options. Rematch, the football game from the team behind Sifu, launches a few days after SGF, so maybe they use the event for a reminder trailer. Shadow Labyrinth, the Pac-Man Twisted Reimagining, is another game that could have a trailer since it got revealed in the previous TGA. Gearbox is showing Borderlands 4 in every event they can get to, so expect more Borderlands on SGF. The Xbox Showcase will be on June 8th, and like in previous years, it will have a follow-up stream featuring The Outer Worlds 2. I liked Outer Worlds 2, but I'm a bit concerned about the sequel. On one hand, the devs are improving in things the first one lacked, like weapons variety, but on the other, the increase in size of the game makes me worry it might end up bloated. One of the things I liked about the first one is that it was the right size. It didn't drag things around, nor it cut things short. Another game that will probably be shown is Fable. It has been delayed to 2026, so I don't expect anything big, but so far all that we've seen from it were cinematics and pre-alpha footage. I think Xbox will finally show a gameplay trailer, and in January we will get a deep dive in the Xbox Developer Direct. A game that one might see is Expedition 33. One of the writers recently talked about the possibility of DLC, and while I don't think they will announce it now, I do think they will drop a few quality of life updates. I talked about Ninja Gaiden Ragebound in SGF, but Ninja Gaiden 4 is being published by Microsoft, so it will be here since it is slated for this year. Bandai Namco is a staple of Xbox showcases, usually with anime games, but it's possible that they will show whatever is next for the Tales series, whether it's the next entry or a remaster. A last possibility is Silksong. The game is currently slated for 2025 and is releasing on Game Pass Day 1, so if it's going to have a trailer, the Xbox Showcase is the most likely place for it. Nintendo also has a Direct at this time of the year, though the release of the Switch 2 might change things a bit for them. Nintendo right now has the months of August and September with no first party, so expect them to have a Direct before them. I am still expecting one in June due to Donkey Kong Bonanza releasing in July, and Nintendo will want to have a Direct to promote it before it releases. Sony also has been doing their own streams during this time of the year, though they usually do it before the end of May. If they do it, expect Ghost of Yotei to be the focus. Death Stranding 2 is another one to show up if Sony does have a showcase. It recently had a hands-on demo for the press, so the game is likely gearing up for another showing soon. The last game I think has a good chance of showing up is Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. They do not have an exclusivity deal with Sony, but they have been associating the game more with PlayStation. Now to talk about games or companies that could be anywhere. Sega's initiative of reviving old IPs is moving forward with Shinobi recently getting a release date. Particularly I think it will show up at SGF, but it can also pop up at the Xbox conference. If Shinobi is absent, then I think Sega will show whatever game is next on their old IP revival. My guess is Jet Set Radio. Capcom also is another company likely to be present. I think we will probably get a first look at the Season 3 DLC for Street Fighter 6. Another real possibility is content updates for Monster Hunter Wilds. I expect both in SGF, but wouldn't be surprised if it happens in another showcase. Ubisoft is currently on the ropes and won't be doing any shows this year, so expect them to piggyback off of the others. Expect Prince of Persia ports for Switch 2 if they show up on the Nintendo Direct. If they don't show up there, then I expect just more news on the Rogue Prince of Persia, whatever showcase it happens. These were my predictions for this Summer Games Fest. If you want to add a game that I didn't talk about, leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you around.